Hello everyone, welcome to BikeWale. I am Pratheek and this is the new TVS Jupiter 110. Actually, let's call it the next generation TVS Jupiter 110 because that is what this scooter is. Now, TVS started selling the Jupiter 110 in 2013 and 11 years later, it has sold over 50 lakh units. But now we are in 2024 and since then times have changed, the world has changed. The consumer, the preference, even the taste have changed, and as you can see, the Jupiter has changed as well. Now, in this review, we're going to give you a first impressions about this brand new Jupiter 110, but there are a few things you should be knowing about. Firstly, I tested this scooter at TVS's R&D test track in Hosur for barely about 20-25 minutes. And we didn't get to test the ride quality and a couple of more things, which we will do once we get the scooter back in Bombay for longer duration. But what we're going to talk about in this first impression video is the styling, how the scooter looks in person, the features, which by the way, this scooter has a lot of it, and the engine and the handling aspect of the scooter. Now, before we proceed, please don't forget to like or share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to BikeWale. I usually don't like to talk a lot about styling or aesthetics of a motorcycle or a scooter review purely because styling is a very personal preference of our Indian consumers. But I'm going to talk about Jupiter 110 quite a bit because I like the way it looks, and I think one of the main reasons I like this the styling of the scooter is purely because of the way the front is. If you compare the Jupiter 110 with the older model, you'll see that was a more traditional design, but this one is a little more aggressive. It is more angular from the front, but a lot of credit for the way the scooter looks goes to this wraparound DRL light, which has, by the way, integrated indicators. Let me show it to you. This is on the left and that's on the right. Now, you need to know that this particular DRL light is available only in the top-end variant. There is a lower variant as well, where you don't get this light. It's basically a plastic cladding, but you do get the integrated turn indicators. The folks at TVS decided to have a new design language done on the new Jupiter 110. They believe that even though the Jupiter 110 has been a family scooter, and it still is, the age of the family man has come down and their overall aspirations have gone up. Hence, the new Jupiter 110 looks far sharper than ever, especially the front. The main highlight point here is that wide DRL LED light on the front, which has integrated turn indicators. Below that, there's a piece of black plastic that gives out an aggressive nose. The headlamp unit, however, still has some similarities from the older model. From the side too, the Jupiter 110 gets neat styling cues. There are a few sharp lines that drops down from the rear, which is a way to showcase the sharpness of the scooter. The tail section looks considerably wider, and with the long tail LED light, the rear looks quite big for a 110cc scooter. One of the reasons the new Jupiter 110 looks quite striking is due to the choice of the colors. Out of the 6, 3 are matte and 3 are gloss. The one that you see here is my personal favorite and possibly the favorite of the TVS's marketing department because it is also their camping color. Now let's talk about the overall comfort, overall ergonomics of the scooter. Now obviously I am 6'2", I am too big and tall for the scooter, but I'll tell you something. The overall sitting triangle is just like the regular scooter. It's quite comfortable. There's a decent amount of space on the floorboard. The seat is well cushioned and wide, and TVS claims that it has the longest seat in the segment. But in terms of overall seating triangle, well, it offers a comfortable ergonomics, and honestly, there's no complaint about it. I know a lot of you guys have been riding the Jupiter 110 for many years, and I don't think so. Even if you go on Twitter or social media, I don't think so anyone has ever complained about a Jupiter 110 being uncomfortable to ride. The new Jupiter 110 has been built around the same underbone platform that was used to make the Jupiter 125. Hence, a lot of internal components are shared, and that is likely to bring the overall cost down. The 109cc engine has now gone up to 113cc, a way to bump up the power figures a bit. It has a new tech called iGo Assist. When activated, bumps up the torque marginally to 9.8 Newton meters. There have been changes in overall dimensions, but the numbers are marginal. The wheels and brake size remain the same, but the weight has gone down a bit. In the features department, this TVS shines a lot. It gets a color LCD instrument cluster that shows a lot of ride information. Things like the average fuel consumption, riding range, service due indicators, and clocks are present. Bluetooth integration is also available in the top-end variant. There are more features like hazard lamps, turn signal reset, emergency brake assist, and also voice assist. Due to the Jupiter 125 connection, this 110cc scooter gets bigger under-seat storage, and the fuel tank has now been moved to below the floorboard. There's also an external fuel filling cap and a decently sized front pocket. The engine that you see here is a new one. The previous generation model used to display 109cc, but this one is about 113cc. And that has resulted into marginal bump in power and torque. This one is about 8 bhp and torque is about 9.2 Newton meters, but there's something called boost assist, and when that is activated, this motor churns out 9.8 Newton meters of peak torque. Now, I know it doesn't matter because this is a family scooter, but the top speed of this scooter is claimed at 82 km per hour. Now, I know a lot of you guys must be asking, mileage kya hai? What is the fuel efficiency? Sadly, TVS hasn't revealed the fuel efficiency of this scooter. In fact, most of the brands have stopped giving the claimed figure, be it the ARI or the WMTC. But what TVS claims that, this scooter churns out 10% more than the older model. But do not worry, we will give you the exact figure on BikeWale when this scooter comes to us for longer duration, when we do a proper road test review of it. The testing happened at TVS's hosted R&D track, and that meant there's no way we could test the ride quality of the scooter. But after a 20-minute session, a few things are clear about the new Jupiter 110. Firstly, it is super easy to handle. With a curb weight of 105 kilos and a great weight distribution, this TVS manages to churn out an easy experience, which is a boon in city riding conditions. A lot of this credit also goes to the comfortable seating ergonomics and the scooter's ability to make you feel comfortable behind the handlebar. Now, the performance figure on this Jupiter is marginally higher than the older model, thanks to the increase in displacement and also due to the new iGo Assist tech. But these changes have made the scooter far more smoother and easy to ride. The overall NVH is top-notch, which is a typical Jupiter trait. There's barely any vibrations and the overall throttle response is smooth. I really like the throttle off experience. The scooter goes all silent, especially when you roll off the throttle from 50 km per hour. The new iGo Assist is claimed to help in overtaking, but this is something we'll test properly when we road test the scooter. Getting on and off the scooter is an easy affair, thanks to the accessible seat height. Once on the seat, there is a good space to adjust the body. The seat is nice and comfy, and the floorboard has plenty of room to rest the feet. In fact, this floorboard easily took the large camera bag, and from TVS's presentation, it can hold the big LPG cylinder as well. Other aspects of the scooter like the brakes and the tires are typical commuturish in nature. The brakes aren't too aggressive on bite and feel. It is just apt for a city vehicle. Even the tires aren't meant for high performance run. In the city, it will do a fine job of offering good grip and maximizing fuel efficiency. It's time to give you a verdict of the new TVS Jupiter 110. I wish I could say this scooter is value for money, but I can't and I shouldn't, purely because the prices are not out yet. But watch this video till the end because we have something for you. Now, the big question, should you consider the new TVS Jupiter 110 over some other rivals? Well, the answer is a big yes. The reason I say it's a big yes because TVS has got a lot of things on the scooter absolutely spot on. Firstly, the styling. When you look at the scooter, you will see that it's a modern, really good looking scooter, and when you look at the overall color schemes TVS is offering, it is fantastic. And my personal favorite is this color, and in fact I think it's personal favorite for TVS as well because this is their camping color. Second thing I like about this scooter is the amount of features it has. Now this is a top-end variant and it gets the color instrument cluster, which shows a lot of information. I don't think so. There are a lot of scooters in the market that shows things like the average fuel consumption, even the overall riding range, and things like the clocks as well. The third thing is, well, this engine is refined. It is the overall NVH level is extremely good. And what I really like about this engine is that, I was riding a lot, riding really hard. In fact, when you decrease the throttle or when you close the throttle from 50 km/h, this scooter literally goes all silent. It almost feels like you're riding an electric scooter. There are no vibrations as such. And the next thing, well, the way this scooter handles, it is super duper easy to just filter the traffic. Obviously, there was no traffic here, but I was handling the scooter the way I would do in city, Mumbai peak city traffic. And I love the fact that this scooter is extremely easy to ride. In fact, even a kid can ride it, but obviously due to legal reasons, you can't. But what I'm trying to say is, I love the way the scooter handles. I like the way it rides. When I say ride, it's basically overall handling abilities, not on a road, which we will test it when you get the scooter back in Bombay. And finally, the practicality and the usability. Now, there are storage space here. There's an external fuel filling cap here, and one of the best part is the storage space here. Now, TVS claims that it can accommodate 2 full-face helmets, and it can. They are not wrong. But obviously, the big brands from the KYD are, if you have those 2 helmets, it won't. But from, say, Steelbird or other brands, the local brands, it will occupy. The seat can take 2 helmets quite easily. Now, overall, I'll give this scooter a big thumbs up. I don't see any negatives as of now, but let's see how this scooter performs when we ride the scooter back in Bombay. So that's all we have for you right now. Thank you so much for watching. And again, please don't forget to like and share this video.